Let's go to the US now with our mate Annalise Nelson, who is, of course, in Washington, where it's way too early in the morning and way too cold. My friend, so just as we predicted, Trump would be acquitted when it came to the process in the Senate. But, of course, the Democrats now say that everyone who voted for him to not be acquitted anyone who voted for him to be acquitted must, of course, be rubbed from history. You've got the internal Republican fight, which is that those who voted for him to be impeached post-office, that they can go off and be... they can go off and, of course, be primaried. So all I can say is Joe Biden's unity mission. It is just every day getting closer and closer to unity, that the country, isn't it?
Well, you know, in the beautiful world of political compromise, I think they've managed to find a way to make just about everyone unhappy. You've got everyone who wanted him impeached, 80 million plus people that voted for Biden, all furious that it didn't happen, that they didn't get the conviction. He's not precluded from running for office again. The Republicans are just more divided than ever. And that's something I don't think Joe Biden's going to be too sad about, really. But now he has to pivot and come back to implementing so many of these really big, broad policy agendas that he's now got no distraction from, and that's going to be the really big challenge going forward.
Well, and the last word on impeachment, right, because I'm with you, let's move on, right? There's another world today. There was a chance that Nancy Pelosi would have ended up being called as a witness. She did not want to be called as a witness because there is a substantial amount of evidence that she, as the presiding officer, was pre-warned of something might be happening on January 6th, and there is plenty of evidence to suggest that she was not doubling down on security on that day, and the former boss of the Capitol Police would have testified to that very point.
Look, there was really no upside to anyone getting up and testifying. I mean, you can put that onto Nancy Pelosi. She would have just turned around and said, you know, who knew what was going to happen was Donald Trump, and it's because he was part of it. So it just would have dragged out the whole conversation a lot more. It would have wasted time in the Senate when they're trying to pass this stimulus package for US, which is really struggling in the economy right now here is quite bad. Things are quite depressed, especially small businesses are really not surviving. So this was just going to be a lose-lose situation for everyone. Also, they didn't want to pull up all those Republicans who were saying that Donald Trump knew that something was happening to Mike Pence and didn't intervene and instead doubled down on Twitter about the election being stolen from him.
So we now turn to it's Joe Biden now, right? Now, those that will constantly want to sort of run against the ghost of Donald Trump, they can do whatever they want to. They'll do that for the next 4 years. But it is about Biden now. He has full control of the government, and this issue is now out of the way. What is he publicly talking about that is the next big thing he wants to do, which I would argue would be the first big thing that he wants to do?
It's COVID. It's all about COVID right now. The caseloads are really out of control. The vaccination program is rolling out at pace, but still not keeping up with how many cases there are. And now the focus is on Joe Biden actually having to really start working with legislators because he's had this flurry of executive orders. I think it's gone over 50 now, and that's really starting to feel the pressure on him because you can't govern by executive order, especially when he was so critical of Donald Trump doing that in the beginning. Now he has to turn around and find solutions that work for everyone. It's quite telling he's going to be doing a town hall in Milwaukee. That's really been a battleground now for the last few elections about really just talking to those grassroots voters, those middle-of-the-road voters who care about things like making sure that their families aren't feeling the pain of the COVID economic shutdowns. They've been really hit hard, one of the worst hit states of the actual COVID caseload. And so this is when he's actually really going to have to start putting his feet to the ground and talking to everyday voters.
Milwaukee's in Wisconsin, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Well, so I'll tell you whether he wants to talk about COVID or not. I was just reading some comments before we came on the air that he's used the anniversary of the Parkland shooting to say that it's time to go for harder gun laws in the United States. Wisconsin is an open carry state, which literally means you can walk down the street with a permit with a gun on your back. I think that might come up in a town hall sometime soon.
I'm familiar, yeah.
All the best to you, mate.
Thank you.